Greetings, I'm Falcon Grey, and welcome back to Mechwarrior 3 Pirate's Moon, where we're continuing on with the pirate campaign. I enjoyed the first couple of missions, and am looking forward to continuing on. Now, you might recall when we started the third mission, there was a bit of confusion around what mechs were actually available to me. The pirate campaign is different to the mercenary campaign in that there is no salvage and there is no continual inventory. The game is just providing us with a set of mechs, and we're making do with what we've got. And when we started this mission the first time, it seemed as if we had a Cauldron-born and 2 vultures to play with. After a bit of messing about in the mech lab, it then looked as if we did not have 2 vultures. We instead had 1 Cauldron-born, 1 vulture, and then a bushwhacker. There was always the bushwhacker and the puma there, which is what we ran in the last attempt at this mission. And now, jumping back into the game once more, I have 2 Cauldron-born and the vulture, bushwhacker, and puma. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on there. I think that there may be some form of glitch in the way of how the game is interpreting what mechs we're supposed to have. That's something that I am maybe going to look at exploring in the future if I do decide to look into speedrunning Pirate's Moon, because that could be something to exploit and have some fun with. And I also noticed that it seems to do something with the loadouts, where if I had a mech selected or a loadout selected when jumping into this, it seems as if it's providing me with the weapons that that mech had, which might not have always been part of that original setup. But this is what we're deciding to run with. I am taking a Cauldron-born this time. Like I said last time out, it's a mech that I was wanting to have a try of. I decided not to because of the torso twist range, but I think we're going to be fine based on what we now know of this mission. We've got 2 ER large lasers to help out with that early engagement with the turrets, and then we've got plenty of LRMs. I'm hoping that this will allow us to deal with those assault mechs at the base before we're actually face-to-face with them, because that's where we came apart last time. And then our lance mates, we have a second Cauldron-born, 2 PPCs, 2 large pulse lasers, and 4 ER smalls. And then we have a vulture with 2 ER PPCs and 4 streak SRM6. This is what we're running with, so let's see how it all goes. But we should be in a much better place now that we're a little bit more familiar with the mission and we know what to expect going in. So let's do it.
Reactor online, sensors online, weapons online, all systems nominal.
Scourge 1 to Commander Ryan. Phase 1 underway. En route to enemy convoy.
Of course, Commander. Scourge. As you wish. Try not to get their pretty trucks dirty. I want them intact.
They'll be debt-free and factory fresh, Commander Ryan.
Linked fire engaged.
So we've got 2 turrets to deal with first of all. 3 shots from the lasers drops those. Then we have the trucks coming. We're going to set our MFBs up to begin with anyway. We've got a Centurion and a few other escorts
With pleasure.
that are with the convoy. We need to take the escorts out, leave the convoy, and that will complete that objective for us. Now, are we able to? Yes, we're able to do some damage on the Centurion. He's down with just a single salvo from those missiles, which is a good sign. There's plenty of open space here. We're going to try and stay at range from those tanks, but fortunately it's not a heavy escort that we're forced to deal with here.
Of course. Yes.
So I'll make sure that our lance mates are helping out. And we'll try not to take too much damage along the way. Although we should be fine. That was it.
Convoy leader.
Convoy here.
Abandon your trucks at once. If you're fond of living pleasure.
Power to take left is no choice. We'll comply, but don't think you'll get away with this, pirate.
We already have.
Now this is interesting. I don't recall this happening last time out, but there are a couple of other mechs that have spawned right on top of us. We've got a Black Hawk, an Avatar, and there's also a Cauldron-born floating around. I don't recall having to deal with these guys, and we're right in close, which is not ideal, especially for the loadout that I'm carrying, but we'll see what we can do. we can do plenty of damage with the loadout that we've got. It's just that we're in a bad spot with regards to range. We're not designed for close quarters, and you can see with the torso twist, or lack of, that makes it difficult to get a good shot and keep us away from enemy fire. But we're doing okay. The avatar is down. The Black Hawk looks like he's had plenty of damage already. We'll put down this Golden Pawn. That wasn't what we wanted. Lost. We've lost a large laser and an LRM-20. Which...
Would you like an assist?
About time some help showed. What's your position?
We do need those trucks intact.
Head to our position and we'll show your friends a warm welcome.
As you
Not a
wish.
bad idea, Cutlass. Scourge out.
So I missed what that was. We had a radio message saying that we can get some help. There's no other friendlies on the map besides us, of course. We're going to repair and... we're going to repair in a moment. That won't get us our laser and LRM-20 back. Those close quarters are where you need a torso twist to be able to stay on target if you're attacking, and then also maneuver properly so that you're not receiving as much incoming fire. That's what we weren't able to do. That's why we lost those weapons. But we will continue on. How's everybody else looking?
Targeting.
Our Vulture, perfect.
Targeting.
Our Cauldron Born can do with a bit of repair. We'll get that done, and then we'll move onwards. But what was this
We have arrived and are ready
message?
to
I
deploy.
don't know what that radio message was about getting help. Juice.
I need no repairs.
Yes, you do.
What? Okay, disengaging. Waiting for rendezvous coordinates. Roger that, Lance Leader. Transferring.
I think
now.
that might have just been some poor dialogue,
We
and
have
she was on her
arrived and
way
are
to
ready
get
to
repaired
deploy.
anyway. Any minute now.
Time for repairs, huh?
Thank you.
Fine.
The map is big enough that there could be other things, other bases, other friendlies floating around, which is I think what it was trying to suggest. That there was other pirate mechs or other friendly units out here. We know, of course, there is the other base across the other side of the canyon, that is, and there is also
Oh, of course, Commander.
the radar station north of here. But I don't really want to go exploring out in the dark for something that we may or may not actually be looking for. But so, we're moving on now to our final objective, which is the base at Op Baker. It's in a really difficult spot with the terrain here, which is what hurt us last time. That's part of why I bought LRMs. Is I want to try and get some damage done without taking any of our own, which we might be able to do depending on the angles that we can get. But as you can see, everything is in this little crater area, which then makes it very difficult to get to get on target without taking any fire yourself. So 2 turrets down. I would like my lance mates to help out,
With pleasure.
I will comply.
and this will probably once our friendly mechs head in, that will
Bow down before my
probably, I
power.
was going to say, wake up or activate the enemy mechs. There was, from memory, I can't recall exactly, I think it was an Atlas, an Awesome, and maybe a Mad Cat. I could be wrong, it was pretty chaotic last time.
Targeted.
Here they all are: Asunder,
Targeting.
Awesome, maybe 2 Sunders. So we're going to try and use our LRMs and hopefully do some damage.
What's taking you so long? Of course.
Our friendlies following us isn't a good thing because they're turning their backs on the enemy. So we'll send them in. Sunder is down. We have a second Sunder. Those are our 2 biggest threats right now. Sunder is an excellent mech in terms of carrying a balance between speed, weapons, and armor. And he's definitely giving us a hard time. I made a mistake. That first Sunder wasn't down. Very close to being finished though. And we're going to run out of LRM ammo here.
Help me! Don't just sit there. Die.
So that first Sunder is now actually down. That second one is surely almost done. I've just lost another LRM. I wish I could see where that guy was. Okay, second Sunder down. So we have an awesome. Out of LRM ammo. Now out of LRM ammo. And so we have just a single ER large laser and 1 lance mate. But we might be able to pull this off. Beautiful, there we go.
Attention, all remaining Federated Sons personnel. This base is under my control. Stand down and you'll be well treated. Resist? Well, you get the idea. Scourge out.
We made it. I was worried for a moment there, but nicely done. That Vulture did really well. I was happy with how that worked. And the LRMs are a good idea when we know we can use them. It's just difficult with the visibility here. But that's all right. Let's continue on.
The big push we've been waiting for is on the way. An enemy force has been spotted moving in, and they're coming in force. Strangely enough, the Fed Sons and the Rim Collective are working together. Miracles will never cease. The downside to this wonderful political union is a larger force than anticipated, which lets them get bold. We expect them to cross here with tanks, while many of their mechs jump jet over the canyon. Their next logical target will be our radar setups here and here. From there, we'll be blind and ripe for the picking. A 2-sided base assault followed by an overrun should be next on their agenda. It's going to be a hell of a fight. Our job is to keep at least one of those radar sites online, and to reinforce the base when they hit it. Nice and simple, just like I like it.
Okay, timeline-wise, it feels as if this mission should have come before the one that we just did, but that's all right. Let's see what they've given us to work with. We have an Avatar, a Thor, and a Puma, which we can swap out for a Cauldron Born. And this is where I'm not sure if there is a glitch at play or not, because I can take a second Avatar. I'm not sure if that's what it wants us to have or not, but either way, we can work with this now. How are we with our loadouts? We might be able to use some previous loadouts, but we might not. So, we're going to hold things here. I'll jump into the mech lab for a bit and see what we can put together with the weapons that are available to us. Be back with you very shortly. And we are back. Let's have a look at what we're going to be using for Mission 4. I will be taking the Avatar. Not a mech that I've used a whole lot of in Mechwarrior 3, but I've had some good success with it earlier in the Mercenary campaign, so let's continue on with using the Avatar. And I know that I'd said previously in the last mission that this wasn't the time for trying new things, but what better opportunity than now? So I'll be using a loadout of weapons I've not used before in Mechwarrior 3, 2 MRM-10s, 4 heavy machine guns, and 2 Thunderbolt 10s. So these are all weapons that are new to the Pirate Moon expansion. They are not a part of the regular Mechwarrior 3 game. So let's give it a shot. Let's see how the new technology fares. As for our lance mates, we have a Thor, which will be carrying a simple loadout of 2 large pulse lasers and 4 Streak SRM6s. Those Streaks have been doing pretty well for our lance mates, it seems so far. And then we have a second avatar, 2 LB-10X autocannons, and 2 LRM-15s. So a fairly simple loadout for both our lance mates, but something new for us.
Reactor online, sensors online, weapons online, all systems nominal.
Okay, listen up, people. We don't have a lot of time. Early estimates of enemy forces were way off. They're coming in hard and fast. It looks like they're going for our radar first.
Blind us first, then hit us in force. Standard Fed Sun doctrine. Figures.
We need at least one of those radar stations intact. Losing both, they'll be hell to pay. We clear?
Lead.
All clear here, boss. Then let's move, sweethearts.
Okay, so a defense mission. I'll be curious to see how this one pans out. The objectives down the bottom suggest that we might be able to hold things off closer to the canyon, but there is always the risk of them slipping by us. With how big this map is and with how there aren't really any choke points, there is a big risk, I suppose, in having the enemy sneak around. But at the same time, I don't want to just sit back at the base, trying to defend that objective, and then have the enemy take out those antennas, which we need to defend at least one of. So we're heading over to the Able nav point. There's a bridge there. There will be vehicles that are going to be crossing over. We might be able to take them out before they complete that crossing. There will be enemy mechs that will be jumping across. And then we've got the 2 antennas, one north, one south. It makes sense to me to stick nearby the north antenna because that's closest to the bridge and also to our base, which is another objective for us to defend. We might try and use this high ground here. So it makes sense to me to position ourselves somewhere around here. If we're off trying to defend the south antenna, things might get a little bit difficult. So our first mech is an Awesome. And that's our first shot of the Thunderbolt missiles. So they're firing single missiles each with a very long range. And we're doing a bit of damage. We've sent our lance mates on ahead. I'm also not sure of what the range of the MRMs are. I'll have to learn that. But we're doing alright, actually. So the Awesome is down. We've now got... Yes, keep attacking. We've now got a vehicle convoy, a couple of strikers. Okay, so...
to all units. Enemy vehicles eliminated.
Very well, Scourge. Would you be so kind as to start eliminating the big walking targets now? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So vehicle objective complete. Happy with how that went.
Waiting for rendezvous coordinates.
Should probably think about where our MFBs are going to be.
Roger that, Lance Leader.
I've sent them up to the northern station. And also about where our enemy mechs are going to appear. I'm tossing up between whether we should be falling back towards the radar stations or if we should be sticking close to the canyon to try and get them as early as possible. I'm going to move up north just to have a bit of a sweep around here. I'm guessing that they might be jetting across at that most narrow point at the northern end of the canyon, and that would be the same for the southern base. So we might just go and check on things. I know I'm rushing ahead a bit, but I don't want to be sitting back is what I was going to say. And another crash. We've had a few of those in the mercenary campaign, so a bit disappointing, but that's all right. I'll jump back in and we'll pick up at that same point in just a moment. With you again shortly. Welcome back to the Pirate Campaign Mission 4. Trying to get this one completed, but we've been running into some issues through no fault of our own. It's been our old friend the crash to desktop. What you've missed is I've had 4 other crashes at basically the exact same point, which is starting to get a little bit old. So we're picking it up early this time, because I'm going to try a little bit of a different strategy, just in case the issue comes from something to do with heading north and finding ourselves in that area up there. So we're going to run this mission a little bit different, see how that works out for us. Now, I have also, now that I've had a couple of goes at this section, I've come to really like the Thunderbolt missiles. They've been working very well for me. But I've also learnt that the heavy machine guns burn through ammo.
Very well, Scourge. Would you be so kind as to start eliminating the big walking targets now? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So yes, as I was saying, I also have noticed, as well as really enjoying the Thunderbolts, I've also noticed that the heavy machine guns use their ammo very quickly. So you might have noticed I'm carrying a little bit more ammo this time. I swapped out a couple of heat sinks for some more ammo for those heavy machine guns.
We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
Because the little bit that I've used them, they did seem pretty useful. They were making easy work of those tanks during one attempt. So I'd like to keep some ammo there for just in case reasons. But the Thunderbolts and MRMs, they've been working fairly well too.
Your mech is fixed. Moving out.
Targeting.
So this is new. Haven't seen this before. We're picking up a champion that's heading our way. During these previous attempts, we've been heading north and coming unstuck with those crashes. Thank you, Missile Lock. There was nothing to lock onto. So that's interesting. We haven't seen the champion crossing the bridge before, so maybe we didn't need to head north. I don't want to be sitting around, but at the same time, I don't want to be doing the exact same thing that has stopped me 3 or 4 other times already. You don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again and just running into the same problem. So we're not going to head north. We're not going to try and head off that little gap. I'm actually now a little bit unsure of what to expect now that we've seen a mech try and cross that bridge.
All repairs are done and we're out of here.
Let's head south and see if the game will allow us to try something different. I don't remember seeing this little ledged area.
As you wish.
We won't be heading down there. We're not actually carrying any jump jets for this mission on any of the mechs. Just based on the way that the briefing was describing things for us, made it seem like we weren't going to be needing them. We're going to be staying on this side of the canyon.
Secondary objective failed.
Based all units, we just lost the radar.
So we just lost Baker.
They aren't making this any easier.
Okay. So there are enemies down there. We've just lost.
Waiting for rendezvous coordinates. Roger that, Lance.
We've just lost Baker, which is our first, which is the southern point.
Of course.
Yes.
We need to hold the northern antenna, and we also need to protect our base. So the game has put us in a little bit of a tricky position here because we're moving away from the antenna that we need to hold, because I'm worried about whoever was down here at Baker at the southern antenna. I'm worried about them heading north and hitting our base. So we're going to try and get in between the southern antenna and our base which of course we're leaving the northern antenna open, which is a risk. But, and I can see on the map there's already weapons fire at our base.
Repeat, we are under attack. Request immediate support.
Yep.
Yeah, we heard you the first time.
Yes, the base commander gets a little whiny when things heat up, doesn't he?
It's one of his less
What are
enduring
they
qualities.
using to get there?
Targeting.
We've got a Centurion. And there's missile fire at the top. We're not going to make this one. This is
Mission failed.
mission failed. Yep, there we
We've
go.
lost both radar stations. Prepare for overrun.
This is not good.
No, it
Not
isn't.
good.
I agree. And you know what else makes that not good is I feel a bit cheated by all of those crashes. Like I said, you missed quite a few of them. There was a lot more going on than what you've seen in this video, where the game was just crashing when we were trying that northern strategy, and that's very frustrating. So I'm not going to let that deter us. I want to get this mission done, and we'll take that
Reactor
as
online, sensors online, weapons online, all
we'll take that
systems
as a
nominal.
learning experience.
Okay, listen up, people.
What
we don't
can
have a
we
lot of
do?
time. Early estimates of enemy forces were way off. They're coming in hard and fast. It looks like they're going for our radar first.
Blind us first, then hit us in force. Standard Fed Sun doctrine. Figures.
We need at least one of those radar stations intact. Losing both, they'll be hell to pay. We clear?
Crystal. All
Waiting
clear
for
here,
rendezvous
boss.
coordinates.
Then let's move, sweethearts.
So let's try something very different. I've ordered
Of course.
a Lancemate, one Lancemate to each antenna, although it looks like this one might be stuck, which is just what we need. So that might undo us. I can't tell on that radar if he was actually moving or not, so let's see. You know what? We'll send both of them to the same. Maybe that was the issue.
I will comply.
Was
With pleasure.
trying to send them to two different points. So now it looks like they're both moving. So I'm going to head to the bridge and take out
Breaking off.
the
Waiting for rendezvous coordinates. Roger that, Lance Leader. Transferring now.
and take those guys out. Because the way we might need to play this is to give up one of the antennas and then protect the base. So
Targeting.
the southern one is what was attacked first. So we'll send our lance mates there in the hope that they can quickly take care of any opposition. Still not in MRM range yet. These Thunderbolts, as I said, are really doing well for us. These Strikers should come down pretty easy, they won't be much of a threat. And then there was that Champion.
Secondary objective.
They work well on the vehicles, these
Scourge
heavy
to all
machine
units.
guns. I'm not sure if
Enemy
they do the
vehicles
same
eliminated.
damage
Very well,
to a
Scourge.
mech or not,
Would you be so kind as
but
to start eliminating
doing
the
nicely
big
there.
walking targets
And as you
now?
can see on the top
Thank
right, they
you.
burn through that
Yes,
ammo quick. We started with
ma'am.
600 and that was almost 400 rounds burned right there, just taking out a couple of tanks. So we will repair ourselves, reload,
We have arrived and are ready to deploy.
and we're going to give up the northern... That's a mess with the crater. going to give up the northern antenna.
Taking direct fire in need of your assistance.
And then hope that we can look after the southern one and the base. Like so. Take care of this champion though. So those Thunderbolt missiles, they do a lot of damage, but they don't track very well, so they seem pretty easy to avoid. That's him done. So I might actually take the chance to quickly repair here. Well, not repair, we'll reload again just because we're burning through ammo. And I'm not going to get a chance after this, I don't expect. So the plan will be head south, take out whatever was attacking our southern antenna, and then head to the base. Hopefully we'll be able to cover off whatever was attacking the southern tower. Somewhere between there and the base, and I can see weapons fire down there, so our lance mates are engaging. And then hopefully once we destroy that southern attacking force, we'll be able to meet the northern force at our final base. So we're giving up the top antenna because we're going to need to spread ourselves. We're going to need to cover an attack from two different directions, and we just don't have the ability to take on all of them at once whilst saving both of those antennas. So lance mates, there we go, good work. Lance mates have done that job.
Yes, of course.
So the southern antenna is safe. We might actually be able to do this. I could be mistaken. It's great to have lance mates that are able to fend for themselves. I'll credit that to Pirate Moon, to the improved AI of Pirate Moon, where it really seems that all of the AI, including the lance mates, are able to make better use of all sorts of weapons. I've used LRMs a lot for my lance mates in Mechwarrior 3 and found that they've done a decent job there. But it seems that my lance mates here are able to use lasers, autocannons, everything's working well. And another unrelated thing I've noticed, because it's annoying the living daylights out of me, is that noise. I can hear the tracked noises of a tank still going in the background, and I don't believe that that's correct. It's annoying as anything, isn't it? So I apologise for that. One bushwhacker down. We've also got an awesome. Let's get his attention, because if we can save the base, that would be brilliant. And we did. Beautiful.
Units, this is Captain Ryan. The enemy force has been repelled. Our base is secure. Nicely done, people.
Maybe this time they'll learn not to mess with us.
That was good.
Right.
I'm happy with that.
And maybe I'll use my mech to deliver ice cream someday, but not today.
You'd probably be better at delivering ice cream, Deuce.
Shut up, Trey.
Well done. So mission 4 completed.
Our position topside is somewhat tenuous. One of our dropships is coming in to bring much-needed reinforcements, but until we can dig in, it's gonna be rough upstairs. FedSun and Rim Collective mechs are being spotted everywhere. We've been hard-pressed to stop them all. Intel is spotty, and lately it's been wrong more often than right. Which brings me to my current set of orders. We're to secure the canyon and the dropship landing site. Problem 1, that's a lot of real estate for one lance to cover. Problem 2, Intel says the canyon's clear. Sure, it's clear, and I can take out a mech with a toothpick. To make matters worse, I've got to break in a new Mechwarrior on this patrol. I'm beginning to think Mistress Ryan hates me. In any event, I've got a job to do. Might as well get to it.
Okay, so from the sounds of things, we've got some areas to clear. And another mech to use. Alright, so they've given us plenty to play with. Looks like we have 2 Stormcrows, or Ryokan I should call them, in Pirate's Moon. We've got a Supernova, and we've got a Mechwarrior as well. So, plenty of firepower. 2 assault mechs, 2 mediums, although they're such a well-balanced mech, the Stormcrow. Haven't used one in Pirate's Moon just as of yet, but 55 tons, can carry a wide range of different loadouts, and it will be interesting to have a lance like this. I'm going to see what we can get set up, and we'll have a crack at Mission 5. And we're back, about ready to begin Mission 5 of the Pirate campaign. Now I had everything all set up and ready to go, jumped into the mission, pulled up the objectives, and immediately realized that we needed to have a rethink of strategy. So I had set things up with myself using a Supernova, everything else all ready to go. We weren't going to use the Stormcrows because we wanted to bring the heaviest mechs that we could find. But as soon as that mission started, and I looked at the objectives and saw that we needed to defend a base which is here, and you'll notice that our start is down here on this side of the canyon, I knew that we were in trouble. We need jump jets. I wasn't carrying any, and this is going to be one of those missions where there's going to be enemies chasing down a target that is well on the other side of the map. So the Supernova is not going to cut it. It had to go. We've had to opt for speed and maneuverability instead. So this is what we'll be using. I'm taking the Stormcrow. I just know that this mission is going to be... Well, I won't be too negative. It might be a pain. It might be difficult because we're going to have to navigate some difficult terrain. We're going to have to jump across a canyon. And as helpful as the lance mates were in the last mission, which is my takeaway, that's my lesson from the last mission, is that we should use our lance mates more. We can depend on them, but I'm not really sure how that's going to go on this mission. I'm still not 100% convinced on their ability to navigate those canyons. So we'll see anyway. So I've taken a Stormcrow simply because it's fast, it's maneuverable, and I know I'm going to have to get to that objective quickly. I can't leave that up to my lance mates and risk them falling into the canyon or just taking the long way for no reason. So this Stormcrow is a traditional laser vomit Stormcrow. 1 large pulse laser, 6 ER medium lasers. They group really well together. Plenty of heat sinks to keep things cool, and the jump jets that we need to get this mission done. Our lance mate, we've given the Warhawk. Now, I'm a fan of the Battletech lore, and I like trying to keep things as close to lore realistic or universe realistic as I can. And so with that, I've put together, I looked at my inventory and saw that we could build the Warhawk Nanook, which was a custom mech designed for Mechwarrior Online. It carries 3 ER medium lasers, 1 LRM-15, and 2 Ultra AC-10s. We've also given it jump jets in this case, just so we can maneuver that terrain. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that it works. It's a great, well-rounded build, which should serve us well on this map. It looks like we're going to be dealing with medium to long-range encounters, so let's see how the Warhawk goes. The avatar that we used last time out served us really well too, so keeping that same build for our lance mate here. We have 2 Thunderbolt 10s, 2 MRM 10s, and 4 ER medium lasers in place of those heavy machine guns. We've traded those out simply because we don't have 4 heavy machine guns this time, but traded those out in favour of the lasers, some extra heat sinks, and the jump jets as well. And then the second Stormcrow, we have a very simple build once again, based slightly off the main or the primary configuration of the Stormcrow. 3 ER large lasers, 4 ER small lasers, a little bit limited by the weapons that we had available, but plenty of double heat sinks and the jump jets as well. I won't say anxious, I'll reserve judgment going in, because this This worries me. We'll see. Let's go.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Scourge to all units. Listen up. Latest
I will
intel expects a
comply.
Fed Sun's attack on the landing site. 2 enemy lances have been spotted. We've got our work cut out for us.
What's the plan, boss?
We'll try to disrupt them
I
at the
must
ruins.
flee.
If that doesn't happen, we fall back to the base and provide support for the tankers there. Got it?
10-4, boss.
Understood, sir.
The plan sounds a little, simplistic, sir.
Watch your mouth, new guy. Do as you're told or I'll shoot you myself.
That's as friendly as he gets, Blade. I'd watch it if I were you.
Right. Got it.
So I made the jump, but we immediately lost. AMEC, what did we lose? We've got a Stormcrow, we've got a Warhawk. We lost the Avatar, which is disappointing, but here we are anyway. We've ordered everybody to the objective, which is protect the base from enemy attack at Baker. So all the way on the other side of the map from where we start. We just know that it's going to be under attack, and we're not going to make it if we're walking all the way around the long way on this map. So it's forced our hand. I didn't want to be using a mech this light because you just know they're going to be throwing heavy and assault mechs at us. And I'm in a 55 tonner, an awesome mech it is, but still we're going to be faced with a challenge, I expect. Pirates Moon doesn't play fair, does it? But 2 of our lance mates have made it. So we'll still be, hopefully, able to deal with things. So I've made it to the base. We need to protect our base from attack, which is this down here. I'm not sure exactly which structures, maybe all of them, maybe some, but this is our area to defend. The other Stormcrow joining us here now. Where is he? There.
As you wish.
And then the Warhawk is joining us as well. So, we made it. Now I can see some missile fire on the map from the south, so we'll head down that way. I'm not sure exactly what direction to expect the enemy to come from, but they're shooting at something down there. I don't actually know what they're shooting at, because we don't have anything else to
They
defend.
just took out one of our refit vehicles.
Targeting.
Well, MFBs.
Yes.
So we lost an MFB, so we might be short on repairs. We've got
Targeting.
2 Ryokans and a
Lance leader,
Madcap.
we've lost the field base.
This is where I really wish we could see the terrain, because I don't know if I'm moving to cover or not. But we'll keep moving.
Targeting.
Try and get behind these guys. Or at least slow them down.
Hit. Critical
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm about to lose an arm. So I've severely down on firepower now. But we've taken out the Madcap. Nice work to our lance mate. 1 down, last one to go. Fingers crossed this is it. Oh, this is bad. Because we don't have an MFB. We've lost all our MFBs, so I have no way of repairing. And we are now very slow. It's all gone horribly wrong.
I will comply.
We still haven't defended the base. I think that the mistake there was rushing them head on,
Yes.
because we've got the range. Oh, no, we don't. That's what it was. We were facing a Madcat with his LRM-20s and ER large lasers. We're out in the open with a shorter range than he has,
I will comply.
and I didn't want to stand back trading with him because we're going to lose those trades every time.
Targeting.
Whee. There it is. Well, what do? We can see that we need to get across. We need the jump jets. But I'm going to need something heavier than the Stormcrow. Maybe the Avatar. That's okay. We'll need a rethink. We'll come back and give that one a go next time. It doesn't hold back Pirates Moon. So we'll say good on it for making us think. Good on it for keeping us under pressure. But when I'm watching Lance mates just walk off into the abyss, yeah, maybe that could be done a bit better. That's all right. We'll come back and we'll do better next time. Thanks for watching.